The Halal Times, the voice of Ummah. The tide is turning, and this time, it's not just the streets of the world calling for justice, it's the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, walking away from Israel's war machine. Norway's $1.9 trillion sovereign wealth fund, the largest in the world, has shocked global financial markets by announcing its decision to withdraw from 11 Israeli companies and terminate all contracts with external managers in Israel. The fund, formerly known as Norges Bank Investment Management, NBIM, made the announcement following mounting public pressure over its investments linked to the Gaza war. Norway, which recognized Palestinian statehood in May last year, has repeatedly urged Israel to allow more humanitarian aid into Gaza. Now, it has taken what may be its boldest financial stance yet. As of the end of June, NBIM held shares in 61 Israeli companies. The divestment affects 11 of them, with all stocks in those companies, particularly those not part of its benchmark index, already sold off. The fund's CEO, Nicolai Tangen, described the situation in Gaza as a serious humanitarian crisis, adding, "We are taking these measures in a very special conflict situation." NBIM also announced it will end all active management in Israel. That means no discretionary investments or special projects, effectively a financial disengagement from the country, except for certain passive index holdings. Before the divestment, its Israeli assets accounted for about $2 billion, roughly 0.1% of the fund. NBIM isn't just any investor. It owns around 1.5% of the world's entire stock market, a behemoth with the power to sway companies and governments. Historically, the fund has tried to remain apolitical, though its mandate includes ethical guidelines, from banning investments in landmines to pulling out of companies fueling climate change. In 2022, it froze and sold all Russian assets after Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Now, under growing pressure at home, it is applying similar moral scrutiny to Israel's war in Gaza. A recent poll found 78% of Norwegians want the fund to exclude companies that do not respect human rights. The tipping point came after Norwegian newspaper Aftenposten revealed that one of NBIM's holdings, Bet Shemesh Engines, services fighter jets used to attack the civilian infrastructure in Gaza. NBIM first bought into the company in 2023, holding 1.3%, then increasing its stake to 2.1% the following year. Norwegian Finance Minister Jens Stoltenberg ordered a full review, saying, "The decisive factor is not whether they are Israeli or not. The decisive factor is whether or not they contribute to violations of international law." The timing is politically sensitive. Norway heads to parliamentary elections next month, and the ruling Labour Party is leading in the polls. The Labour Party has openly criticised Israel's war, calling it a breach of international law. The Green Party has gone further, demanding the resignation of NBIM's CEO, while the Socialist Left Party wants a full investigation into what the government knew about these controversial investments. Political analysts say parties are using the issue to define themselves ahead of elections. But the move by the Sovereign Wealth Fund is being hailed by many as a rare example of financial accountability in the face of war crimes. To be clear, the issue is not solely about money, it's about legitimacy. The withdrawal of the world's largest investment fund from Israeli companies sends a stronger message than any UN resolution. It explicitly declares that Norway will not profit from Israel's weapons and will not finance their ethnic cleansing. But it also raises a damning question. If Norway can do this, why can't the so-called leaders of the Arab world, who claim to care for Palestine, take even half a step in this direction? The truth is, it's easier for a distant European nation to act on principle than for oil-rich Arab monarchies and presidents for life to risk the displeasure of Washington and Tel Aviv. Norway's move will not stop the airstrikes falling on Gaza tonight. But it chips away at the shield of financial complicity that allows Israel's war to continue unchecked. Furthermore, it demonstrates that the collective demand for justice can compel even the largest global economic players to pay attention. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazak Allahu Khairan.